Become a member of the National At-Home Dad Network, an organization focused on providing advocacy, community, education, and support. Connecting with households where dad is the primary caregiver of the children. We do this through our webinar and podcast series, mental health support groups, regular online social events, as well as our annual convention. The National At-Home Dad Network is a 100% volunteer organization. Without the generous support of its members and the community around it, we would not be able to continue the work that we do. Becoming a member gives you access to past convention speaker presentations, the ability to vote for board members annually, and ensures that the organization's fees and bills are in positive standing. Oh yeah, it should not go unmentioned that there is some cool swag headed your way if you decide to become a member. For only $35 a year, your membership provides you with the exclusive content only we can generate, and you'll be supporting an organization that benefits families all around the country and world. By advocating for them, offering them community, providing education and guidance, and supporting them to grow in their parenthood journey. And one last thing, if you contribute $500 or more, you will become a lifetime member. Not only will you receive everything already mentioned, but also a certificate recognizing your status and an exclusive National At-Home Dad Network challenge coin with our trademark logo, Dads Don't Babysit. So, what are you waiting for? Become a member today. Welcome to Home Dad Chat, brought to you by the National At-Home Dad Network. My name is Brock.
My name is Danny.
And we are here to talk about life as stay-at-home dads. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
No, I don't want much. I even love handmade crafts made of macaroni. Come on now, you should know me. Times I might eat too much. No worry about my weight. Got the dad bod rocking on me. Sketches on my feet. Cargo shorts look good on me. I'm a dad, that's what I do.
Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Home Dad Chat. It's been an interesting past couple of weeks. Had to deal with a plague of a different color and just regular life as it is. Danny, you've been dealing with the stomach bug that I think our family had a couple of weeks ago. So
yeah, the kids got it. I got it, and then Marnie got it. It's just like we have to share this, really.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, we've got one kid going to. It's called Concordia, but it is a German village basically by Bemidji, Minnesota, and about 6 hours out. But it's a full. You only speak German there. All the people speak German. You know, all the people that work there and what have you. So you're going to basically immerse yourself into the German language.
That's cool.
And we had the very fortunate opportunity to have the money, thanks to taxes and such, to get the ticket for that. So yeah, so I'm like, you can't be sick. You got to be better. You got to be better because you're not going if you're sick. I mean, I'm not going to do that. If you have any indication you still have a stomach bug, you're not going.
Right.
Simply because all of those other kids will get it.
Right.
Would not do that to any family, you know. So
that does sound awful. But anyway, but that's good. I'm glad that they are feeling well and can go. So that's awesome, man.
Yep. Yeah, he's good and we're good and good-ish, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody's sick, so you can't beat that.
Hey, that's good. Wife's feeling better?
Yeah, she's doing all right. She's not going to her knitting group tonight. She usually goes to knitting while I'm podcasting, and which is really cool because her kids are old enough to have a babysitter. I mean, to be a babysitter.
Right.
So
they can take
Fabian's like 15. He's like, yeah, I'll watch them. Like, will you watch them, or you just like be somewhere on your phone and not be? And I'm like, he basically said, Dad, really, if we got some kid to come over and babysit, would he do any different? I'm like, what? He might. You don't know. You know, come on.
I don't know. That's a pretty good point. Well made right there.
It is. Yeah. Well, you know, he doesn't lose a lot of arguments. That's for sure.
That was definitely well played right there.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. What you got in the glass tonight?
And I need this so bad. Ooh, I'm gonna cut it though. Ooh, that first. It's the Four Roses Single Barrel Select.
Ooh, there you go. Is that part
It
of that
is.
sample that your buddy's
Oh,
singing?
yeah, the last one, and
Okay.
it is hot, man.
Mm, that's a good stuff.
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
I'm gonna cut it with water.
that you're okay.
It was-
No judgment. No judgment. You're
oh,
all
check
good.
this out. I got this. Nobody can see it on camera, but so this is a giant.
Ooh,
Put it in
like a
front of my face.
like a
Yeah,
decanter. Yeah.
a crystal decanter that
That's nice.
my mom had, I believe. And because I asked Marnie, I'm like, I don't remember where we got this. You remember where we got this? She said, no. I'm like, oh man, you don't leave me do it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to fill it up with something.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got this old elk that needs a home, but I kind of want to keep that in the original bottle.
I was gonna say, I don't know that I'd want to take that. That's a nice bottle in itself.
It really is, and and that one too is very sentimental to me because that's the one the guys got us for driving.
Right.
Them, and that one just really touched me. I mean, really, I didn't bust into tears or anything, so I was all right. But even thinking about it, I'm getting a little misty. I'm like, oh, I love those guys.
But still, yeah.
Yeah, I want to leave it in there, but I don't know what else I'd want in the big decanter.
Yeah, go buy like an everyday drinker, like a Buffalo Trace or something along those lines that you can dump it in there and have it in a nicer bottle because Buffalo Trace bottle is anything's nice. Yeah.
Have you tried the Scotch or bourbon they have at Costco?
I have had, I've had them all from different friends' places. So I had the Scotch. The Scotch is really good. I'd like that. The bourbon's really good. That's actually, if I'm not mistaken, my research came to find out that that's actually a bottle of 1792.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah. So that's a very nice bourbon for sure.
Well, my father-in-law, we're at his house a couple of years ago, and he's like, Mercer, come here. He calls me Mercer. That's fine. And I'm like, yes, sir. And he's like,
it sounds like a foreman at a warehouse or
it's really cool. Yeah, right. I'm fine with it. But he gave me a glass and he said, I want you to taste this and see what you think. And it was very smooth. It had a little bit of heat to it, but not any burn, so there was no need to cut it. And I'm just like amazed. I said, this is really good. What is it? And he said, and he pulls out this, like, it had to be look like a 2-gallon glass.
Oh yeah.
Clank, here it is. I'm like, what is this? I got it at Costco. Yeah. And it was like 30 or 40. It was cheap though for what the size that it got. Yeah. I went, oh my, how did you get that much? I didn't know they came that big. Yeah. It comes in pints, it was definitely a Hobbit moment for me, but it was delicious.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, I think I would probably, because there's a Costco maybe an hour and 15 away from where we live, closest one. And I thought, I might just drive out there, get a membership and drive out there.
Well, not every Costco bottle. Not every Costco sells liquor though.
Oh yeah, I would call ahead. But I'm thinking, we're in Wisconsin. If they don't sell alcohol, I think that might be a problem. I think we might have to.
I mean, if I go to Kentucky, I can get it, but here in Ohio, they don't sell liquor at the Costco's, which is really frustrating. So
that's odd.
Yeah. It's really weird, but that's the way things are. We don't have a Total Wine around here either, which I'm about to start lobbying for crying out loud, because I'm just like, I'm like listening to NPR and they have things for Total Wine. I'm like, we don't even have a Total Wine here in Cincinnati, and that's coming through on the airwaves. Like, that's local. What in the world? So it's like the nearest one is like Indianapolis. Like that's about 90 minutes away. I'm not driving that far for freaking Total Wine.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, I mean,
anyway.
Well, that's cool, man. I am drinking a craft soda from my hometown because that's where we went this past weekend for my kids' spring break. I took them to see grandma and grandpa, and then we toured the city, or like my town. And we stopped in at like the library, which if anybody follows me on social media, like I posted pictures of like the library there, which I was amazed at what they've done with the place because it looks nothing like it did when I was there. I would have spent every waking moment of my childhood in there. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. But it was fun. And then we went to my favorite place, Antiquology, and I picked up some of their root beer that they make, and just
cool.
Had a good time. It was fun. Got to see my grandma. Yeah, I mean, it was nice. So just kind of getting that fun little trip out of the way. And then aside from that, man, I mean, just coming back here and waiting for it to get warmer as it gets colder instead. Tomorrow's supposed to be almost 80, but it's supposed to be windy. So, but then it drops down into like the 50s. So, but I guess I shouldn't complain about that because you probably still have snow on the ground up there.
No, man. It's all relative. It doesn't bother me at all. You know, it's where you're at is colder or hotter than what you're comfortable with and what you're used to. Yeah, you absolutely have a right to say something. You know, I won't make fun of you because, I mean, it's not that cold here really, but I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I'm acclimated. You know, it's 34 right now. So it's been above freezing almost 6 hours in a row.
There you go. Well, hey,
So
you sent me a text message today. I was curious about this. I don't really know anything about it. You said that you picked up a couple of Oculus Quest VR headsets.
Yes. And you know nothing about that?
I not really. No, I don't. I see. I don't really do much in the video game realm of things.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So I don't really know what that is.
Would you like to take a tour of the International Space Station?
That would be cool. Can you do that with that?
Yes. And that one's free.
Ooh.
All right. So we've been looking to get one for probably 2 years, you know, and it's just been, we want the technology to catch up. We want the games to be better. And then we're like, well, we have other things to do. And we said for this summer, what we wanted to do, we were planning to wait until fall, but through this summer, we'd save up the money, budget out the money so that this winter, when we're stuck at home again, probably for several days, we'd have enough stuff inside that we could stay entertained and have fun. And I'm like, well, VR would do that, right?
Heck yeah.
Well, there was a sale. We got a great deal. We really need 2 headsets. So we got 2 headsets. So we had to wait so that we could get enough of a discount to make it, you know, doable.
Right.
They were the smaller memory and things like that. But anyway, so you put on the headset and you don't have to, it has little speakers in it, but you put on headphones too, that it locks right into it. And you have little hand controllers. Everybody's seen that, right?
Okay.
So you start up this free, I'll call it an app, I guess. It's not really a game. And it's you floating in space towards the ISS.
Okay.
And you look down and there's the Earth. And I mean, I got a little bit of agoraphobia. I mean, I got a little bit, oh my God, wow, this is way up here, man. There's nothing near me.
Your mind immediately starts going, holy crap.
Right. Yeah. My mind, and you get so immersed in it that you forget where you are in the world around you. So we went up to the space station and you dock in and, you know, you're inside all of a sudden and it tells you how to move around and you can reach up and grab the handholds and pull yourself along. You can grab stuff that's floating and move it out of the way or put it in storage. All of the major things, like say the treadmill, which I think if you think about it, you'd know, yeah, there's probably a treadmill on the ISS, right?
Right.
But it has a video and one of the astronauts gives you an explanation of how the treadmill works, right? You're like, okay, we know how a treadmill works, but why you have to use a treadmill in space? Because you have to have something to keep your muscles from atrophying because you have no gravity. So you have nothing, you know, making your muscles work.
Right.
But then that it is vibration isolated so that when you're running on it, the motion you're adding doesn't add momentum of any kind or spin of any kind to the space station.
Oh,
because that would be enough to throw it off, you know, and they would have to be constantly, I would say, I don't know how often, but they were like, well, it's vibration isolated, what do they call it? Just so that when we're jogging, we don't throw the space station off course kind of. And I'm like, that's awesome. That would be the thing that I would go, you know, like the first space station, I'm like, oh man. Yeah. Danny's in there. What happened? Oh man, we're falling out of orbit, dude. You know, just shoot the retros or whatever. We got to get back up there, you know. But it was literally like walking around. I got motion sick almost, just a little bit, like at the beginning. And Marnie definitely got motion sickness because you're in an environment that's, you know, there is no up.
Right.
I mean, you're zero gravity. So everything that you do moves a little bit. If you move your hands, you have a little bit of almost a jetpack motion to it. Like if you're doing a spacewalk and they have the extra vehicular, whatever those suits are called, that have a little bit of, you know, push you where they need to go. So you have that feel. So you can, you know, push yourself forward or backwards, but you can spin, I mean, on your axis, like a barrel roll, 360 degrees or just keep going. You just keep spinning and spinning. And then, you know, and everything it was amazing.
So you get that. Are there other things that you can go do with that? Like, are you, are there, I don't know, like, are there like shooter games or like hunting
Oh yeah.
games or anything with them too?
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
So
that's
we're
cool.
doing all the geeky stuff eventually. We're going to do the Smithsonian, the National Geographic, and all their stuff, right?
Okay.
I stood in the Temple of Horus in Egypt
Oh, cool.
and did a boxing workout.
That's
Yeah, and I'm like,
awesome.
and I'm looking around. I'm like, why doesn't the air smell dry and dusty? Because this is, and I'm feeling it. You don't feel the heat or anything, but yeah. So like the reason, one of the main reasons we got it for the kids was Beat Saber, which is basically a game where you have blocks moving towards you, and
Okay,
they
yeah,
come at the beat of music.
I think I've
You know,
seen like
Mhm.
people with like, is it a lightsaber or is that
Yeah, it
what they
looks like a
use?
lightsaber,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And when they come towards you, you have to hit them from the bottom or from the top, and you think, oh, that's nothing. One, it is something, but two, it goes to the beat of the music. And if you've ever worked out, or if you've ever, like you with running and maybe with biking too, where you get certain songs that hit a certain beat per minute,
Yep.
and that's the song you work on.
You
That's
get
the
a
song you
cadence
run. Yeah,
going. Yep.
right, exactly. And so they have that kind of feel to it. So you're pop, 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 and the kids are going crazy. We got the one downstairs here that will cast to the TV, so the other kids are watching the one kid play,
That's
and
cool.
just cheering each other on, which was great. And that's really just a coordination and a fun thing. But they have the fitness program that I got is actually called Supernatural, and I don't know yet why it's called that, but that's what it's called. And it is boxing, meditation, stretching, like yoga and stuff, and kind of like a baton, kind of beat saber type workout too, where you're moving to do the things. But what it does is you step in and it measures your range of motion, right?
Okay.
Like my knees kind of bugging me, and like, well, how far down can you squat? Put your arms straight out, squat down as far. And what it does is it knows where your floor is, and it measures the height that the controllers move up and down. So okay, you can move to that level comfortably. All right, so we're gonna be hitting these little things out of the air, right. But it's going to form a triangle, like a little passageway coming towards you, and you have to squat down to get through that triangle, because it knows you can squat that far, and it can tell from the controllers that you're squatting down. And it's such a cool way to learn the beats and the motion and the movements.
Yeah.
That you're working out and you don't really realize it. It's a really good cardio workout.
Sounds like a much better version of Guitar Hero, because you're getting to move around.
You move around a lot more, and you're using lightsabers sometimes. That's always cool.
Yeah.
But it's a really good workout for cardio. I mean, you're not going to get a lot of, but think about it. If you do like a Zumba class, I don't know if you've ever done Zumba. I love Zumba.
I haven't, but I know of it.
Yeah, it's dancing to exercise, right? And I'm like, that's a great idea. And it's kind of that same thought of, these are the songs that give you the beats that you need to move. These are the way that you need to move. And you're moving your arms to full extension, in every direction.
Oh, wow.
And then you're also squatting, you're lunging. They have, circles that are offset. You have to lunge to the right or lunge to the left, and again, they measured all that to make sure. And they literally said, if you don't want to do squats, just stand normally. And we're just going to say that's your trying. There's no, repercussion. There's no guilt. There's no pressure. It's just like, and you're talking to a professional, or you're being instructed by a professional physical training instructor. Cool. These are people that they're really fit, so you get that, right? So there's all that cool stuff, but then straight up shooter games. All right. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've ever played a zombie shooter.
Oh yeah.
You can imagine. Okay, all right. So like they have, I'm not playing this one. I am not playing this one. You couldn't pay me to play this one, but they have Resident Evil.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Uh-uh.
I could barely do that with just a screen, much less doing VR. I'd have a heart attack. There's no way I'd make it through that alive. Come on. Walking around like in the fog in those games. But what it is basically is they have, prefabbed structures and things like that basically look just like a real house. Some of them are much more cartoony, much like a video game, but other ones like the ISS is not a video game. I mean, the ISS is the ISS. I mean,
that's cool.
Earth looks a little bit, off, but it's amazing. You go into one of the HAB modules or whatever and look down to the Earth, and it's just like, this is incredible. But the shooter games, we haven't picked up any yet. And we haven't decided what we're going to get. We're going to get something that the kids can play together.
Like
you know,
Buckmasters.
maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to get into. We're probably not going to do a zombie survival game because the kids will get scared.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
bet I bet Cabela's or Bass Pro's got something already like that
oh, I'm sure
that you can do where you can go, hunt and fish and all that
it should
stuff.
be a duck hunter game that you can shoot that dog for laughing at you. Yeah, I'm all right with that. Stupid dog.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, but they've got that. They've got RPGs. They've got MMOs. There's a bunch of video games for it, and it's still kind of newer technology, but it's all stuff that once you do it, I mean, granted, after you do it for a while, you may get bored with it like you would with anything. I'm not going to say you're going to use this for the rest of your life. My kids and I will probably use it at least for the next 4 to 5 years.
Right.
Just I can feel what we're going to do with it in the future, But once you try VR, like especially like I'm a huge geek, so floating around in the ISS was amazing. I mean, that made it worth it, and to be able to go because the Smithsonian Natural Museum of Natural History has a VR tour.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, and I'm thinking I want to take the kids to the Smithsonian. I want to go to the Smithsonian again. I want to see all that. Well, just walk around and see what we've got ahead of time, and then when we actually go, I'm like, yeah, we're going to go down the left hall. Yeah, no. Then we're going to go over here because that takes us to air and space, and the space shuttle's over there. And this is how we're going to get. Because I've already walked here. I've been here 20 times virtually.
Right.
True geek here.
See, for me, like my mind immediately goes to the movie Demolition Man when it comes to VR.
Yeah.
And which is really bad because like the scene is always with Sandra Bullock and Sly Stallone in the scene where they're like across from each other, and it's just like, oh, like I hope that's not where things go to. Honestly, like I love the fact that
you've seen Ready Player One.
I have seen Ready Player One. Yes,
and haptic suits exist.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Well, even the show Upload on Amazon Prime, it's like that's a whole nother level.
Of course, you're watching that.
Of course, I am. Of course
I watched the first season. I haven't watched anything in the second. So,
second season, we just started watching it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. So. Do we do spoilers? I don't do spoilers. But are they having a baby? Is that what I saw?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet.
But the trailer, and I'm like, are they having a baby? Why would they have a baby with that lady? He doesn't like her.
You should watch the first couple of seasons, and you might have your eyes open to a couple other things that are going on there actually, because it's there's some things in there. Well, because at the end of the first, you've seen the first season, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the first season, like she shows up,
his current girlfriend that he's not in love with really,
right, and he's all surprised. So because she's uploaded, but you have to watch the first couple of seasons to see what all took place in that, because it kind of sets the stage for what will be a very interesting plot twist. So so we've been watching that, but I think VR sounds interesting. Now that I think about it, like I actually did do that one time at a buddy's place. He had it and we played a game, and it scared the crap out of me because it was like a hunting game of sorts, and I was running around, and I think there was like werewolves or something.
Of course.
Or some kind of wolf or whatever. And that was interesting. I got attacked by a wolf, and it's funny because like you feel it like when it jumps at you. And so
it just vibrate or something. That's awful.
I was like, oh my gosh. So but that's cool. Well, that sounds like lots of fun, man. I don't know that I'd be able to talk my wife into purchasing anything like that right now, but maybe down the line, who knows? We'll see.
Well, once your kids get a little bit older, things do change. I mean, things do get, in many ways, get much easier.
I feel like though, like she's going to be hard to change on some of that. So we'll see how that plays out. But who knows?
I don't know, man. You start negotiating now, but really, I don't know that it's something that everybody would want. I mean, my family, we're big gamers. We love board games. We love playing together. We have, we love laser tag. I like airsoft. The kids, at least the oldest, does not like airsoft because I do like airsoft and I'm better at it than he is. He's like, Dad, stop! You're shooting me. I'm like, you should have moved.
I married a woman that keeps me very grounded in the things that I used to do versus what I do now, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that as a slight or anything, but
no,
I very much was I want to go play laser tag and I want to like sit and play video games for hours on end and whatnot.
Mhm.
And like she keeps me very busy, and the
Yeah.
family as a whole state keeps me very busy. So it's not
Oh, yeah.
something that like I take a lot of time and carve it out for that. But when I get the chance to do it, it's always
Mhm.
fun. So can't
Well, it's
complain
like
there.
going, I think we said, like playing laser tag. You know, I
Right.
mean, sure, you're gonna have a blast. You can't go do it every day.
Right.
It's just, you know, maybe you can, and kudos to you, but I couldn't see how there'd be any way that I could do it every day, do anything really every day like that. But
Yeah.
you know, for things like this with us, it was like board games and puzzles and stuff. We do it as a family,
That's
you
great.
know, and that's really what, because there's always at least 3 people that want to play something, you know,
Yeah.
because we have 6, so there's you have a good choice. It's usually me not really wanting to play, but playing, and the 2 youngest playing, like Life or Monopoly or something awful. And I'm like, yeah, okay, let's. But Munchkin, you know, even it's like, okay, I'm playing with a 7-year-old and an 8 and a 9-year-old.
Still need to learn how to play that game, man.
Oh, Munchkin's awesome.
I have it, and we've done nothing with it since we bought it, but we got it on like a deal. So, but yeah, we just every time I look at it, I get scared. I'm like, man, there's a lot going on with this game. I don't even know where to begin. So
Yeah, don't worry. If you want to, if you'll, you know, we'll both be in Phoenix. I'll teach you how to play if you got some money.
oh,
We'll just
okay.
put a little money on it. It's like poker. Every time I'm like, I don't know how to play poker. Well, yeah, you want to learn how to play poker? Yeah, sure. You got any money?
You got a little money?
No. But yeah, Munchkin can be, you know, like with anything, once you get into it, it's super easy. You figure out everything that you need to figure out.
That's cool. Very cool.
Yep.
So yeah. Well, and then, you know, I don't even know if I want to talk about the current event.
Mm-hmm. I'm good with it. You know, current events, no matter what you talk about, wait until they're history. You know, wait until they're history. And
I felt like I've had my own anxiety with current events here of recent. So just it's but I am excited for it to warm up because baseball season's on the horizon. And did you hear about the new football rule that got put into play for this coming season?
No.
So no longer will there be the coin toss, team gets it, first team to score wins anymore. It's now both teams get a possession. So if one team scores, then the other team gets a chance to also score. And if the other team scores as well, then it's next score wins after that.
Okay. All right.
So
we have another second chance. We have another chance, basically.
Yeah, which I like because
fine.
that's because that's a college football rule as well. Like one team gets the chance to score, and then if they score, then the other team gets a chance to score, type of deal. And it basically just is something that went back and forth. And I think after like the first 2 scores, then it went to like a 2-point conversion or something, and they're kind of getting rid of that and just going to like the full thing, which I like because I hated the fact that if you won the coin toss, it was pretty much a guarantee you were going to run down and kick a field goal and win the game. Like, and it's just lame because like it wasn't so much that the team did anything, it was that the coin kind of was the end all. That's true,
because then there is a certain amount of skill, of course, involved, and you could flub the kick or whatever. But the way you describe it, it came down to heads or tails, and I called tails and I lost, so we lose the game.
Right.
That's not cool.
Right. So this brings a little bit more even fairness into it. And
you've changed my mind. Look at you.
Hey, what do you know?
Congratulations.
Even a blind mouse can find cheese every once in a while. So yeah. But yeah, so that's something that's on the horizon that I was pretty excited about. Really, there's not a lot else going on sports wise that needs talked about, I guess. So, but yeah. I hopefully will have sold my mower by the next show.
Well, were you wanting to sell your mower?
Yeah. I
apologize.
turn.
I've forgotten. I don't know if you've.
No, well, I had that 0 turn that it needs some work to it, and I just don't have the time to put into it, honestly. And I didn't put anything into it. My buddy gave it to me and told me that, hey, sell it, keep the money. I don't care. He wanted it out of his garage. I need it out of my garage now. So, Yeah.
Oh,
So I got a guy that's coming to look at that, which that'll be nice because that money will probably help with some sort of remodeling. We're looking at remodeling a bathroom. So
mhm.
fun homeowner stuff
Right? Adulting all day long.
all day long. Yeah. So got a field trip tomorrow. So
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
Where y'all going?
We're going to this place that we've been to before. I don't know if we're doing, I doubt we're doing the same thing, but it's this really, it's that Fleischman's estate
Oh yeah.
that we
Mhm.
talked about last episode.
Mhm.
We're going back out there again for something different. And the description that they gave wasn't enough for me to even be able to figure out what we're doing out there, but usually all pertains typically to something that the kids are learning in school. So um, we're basically going to be outside doing something the whole time. So it's kind of like an art center type of place. So it'll
Mhm.
be fun. It'll be a good time.
Cool.
So, but yeah. Oh, you know what? I know what I can talk about. You know how we've talked about like getting people together and like connecting, like as far as, you know, how do you do that or whatnot, or how does that look?
Mhm. Sure.
So I had a conversation with a mom at lunch duty, and she was
You said duty.
I did. You're such a junior
Sorry.
hire.
Sorry.
So anyway, my wife's over here laughing at us. So
Why did the soldier flush the toilet?
because he was on duty.
No, because it was his duty.
Oh, yeah, it was his
'Cause
duty.
it's
Oh,
his
well, okay,
duty.
fine.
It's because
Yeah,
Anyway, so you met
Anyway.
a mom before you were so rudely interrupted. You met a
You're
mom at
fine.
lunch.
Yeah, it's okay. You know, she's a former major in the army, so the joke makes sense. It works well with everything else. So I'm not even gonna go there. I was gonna say something involving. Nope, not gonna do it. You can just imagine, major, what we're talking about. Put it together.
No, I don't understand. You need to explain that.
Major duty.
Oh, no, I knew what you meant, but I'm glad you said it because it's even funnier when you say it.
Anyway, whew, is it getting hot in
I'm
here?
12.
It's all right. You got to have those moments. So we were talking about the fact that, like, you know, spring breaks passed, kind of, you know, winding down towards summer now, and there's a lot of new families that have come into the school. And last year we did like a little meetup before school, which was fun because we got to meet some of the parents and the kids got to hang out, and it was nice. And it was quite an orchestrated event by another mom to get that put in place. And I just felt like I kept hearing different parents say, like, it would be nice to have some way to communicate that wasn't email, or, you know, I don't
Yeah.
have to go hunt everybody's like name down in my class or whatever it is. And so I decided that I would build a Discord server for our
Mhm.
for our school for like the lower class, like kindergarten through 5th grade.
Cool.
And so
Yeah.
I was telling her, I was like, oh, I can build this and it'll give the ability for people to, you know, set up meetups and hangouts and whatever they want to do. And she's like, oh, that's great. She's like, does that take a lot to do? And I'm like, the initial startup of it takes some time because, you know, you got to send the emails out to everybody and that kind of thing. But other than that, like, it wasn't bad. I started sending these out and I immediately started getting responses from parents. They're like, oh my gosh, this is so great. Like, well done. Like, I didn't even know this was even something to do. And like, they're all
Mhm.
really excited about being able to actually communicate with each other in a way that's
Oh,
like
yeah.
super easy and, you know, just like a basic text message type of situation. So
Mhm.
and for me, like, it was just one of those things where I just dove into Discord, and it was like, I have, you know, 3 now that I'm running on my own, and they're really not even that difficult. It's like you set them up, you invite people into them, and you just let people have conversations, and you can
Yeah.
come in and out as you want.
Yeah, bingo. And it's a great opportunity too, because a lot of times if you want to do a voice call, you know, or if you want to talk to, you know, like you have situations a lot of times in school where like say the football coach or whatever wants to just say something to all the parents that are coming in. Okay, rather than having a meeting, I just want to say this is the uniform we're buying and this is why or whatever. Get a voice channel and just do it. You know, mute everybody like you would with a Zoom or whatever. They have video calls as well. They're not, I feel, as good a quality. I've had a
Yeah.
lot of breakups for video calls, but for voice calls and text, and it's way faster.
That's
You know?
awesome.
So
Yeah, I haven't done that feature yet. I've seen it on there. But
Mhm.
that's really cool because you know, yeah, being able to not have to type something out and be able to just to say it to everybody.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, or
Yeah.
if like or if there was like an event that was taking place, on the school grounds or whatever, and
Mhm.
somebody needed to get in touch with all the parents or whatever, like do voice channel and boom, like you can tell everybody. So
Yeah. And once you get it in there too, you can set up a new channel very easily and everybody can decide if they want to see it or not. So like you have the school channel. Oh, well, we need one for the gym or whatever,
right.
or for the field. The field is too wet to play on or whatever. We just need to be somewhere we could all go, okay, we get everybody's texts and make sure everybody's got their, okay, that would work. Or you get one defined thing like a channel for your school and
Mhm.
each separate sub channel,
Yeah,
let's say,
so
is
that's
like,
how
oh,
I
let's
have
do
it.
this one for the field. And whoever wants to get news on the field, that's where it is. And,
And that's and that's
boom.
what I did. Like I set it up to where it's like I have what I call the main lobby, because
Hmm.
school, you walk into school, you walk into the main lobby.
Hmm.
So everybody's in the main lobby, and then I have channels for each grade.
Hmm.
So the parents, they can jump in and out of those as their kids advance through in
Yeah.
different ways. And yeah, so that's what I ended up doing. And to me, like, yeah, doing gym or whatever else, you put all those other ones in there as well. It's sort of like with the dad lounge, we
Hmm.
have the Discord channel there, and I started putting in things like beer and bourbon and sports and movies and shows
And gaming.
and gaming
I was
and
very proud of you for putting gaming in there. I was
I
impressive when I saw it.
I noticed that. Well, anytime I'd see somebody start having a conversation about something in the main lounge, I was like, we can make a channel for this, and then that
Hmm.
can keep things a little more like organized. So, I really like it, and I think that it's got some major uses. I actually started talking to city dads about it in the fashion of like, it's great that we have Meetup, and it has its own meanings, but honestly, in a lot of ways, like we could get away from it and just do
Yeah.
Discord. And then that way there's a greater connection to the dads who
Hmm.
otherwise sign up and just don't care to get an email versus
Yeah.
they all want to talk to each other back and forth. So,
That's a great idea. I like it.
but yeah, so that's what I did. And seems to be working out really well. Had a few people message me on the side and they're just like, so I'm so glad that you know how to do this and can set it up. And it's such a huge blessing to all of us that you can do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Good.
hey, no problem. Like happy to happy to help make that a thing that you didn't know you needed.
Right. Yeah. It is a great application
Mhm.
of the application. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So yeah. So hopefully if anybody out there that's listening is like trying to figure out how to connect with other parents, like that's really the way to go. It's so easy and it's free. That's the other
Hmm.
part that's awesome about it. So yeah. Other than that, man, I really don't have much tonight, honestly. I do
Yeah.
enjoy getting to catch up with you because I know it's
It seems like
been a bit.
it always seems like it's been more than a week, but I know it's been more than a week this week.
Yeah, this time it
But
has for sure.
it always seems like it's because there's just so much going on,
Mm-hmm.
between just a week long and the things that the reason I'm saying this is because what it really boiled down to me, and I was thinking about this yesterday, is the amount of stuff that I would miss, even at this age, where they've done all their first or most of their first. They've done all of their, walking first steps and the talking and they've, the diapers and all of that stuff. And now they're becoming more like people going out and doing their own things. And,
Right.
Fabian riding his bike over to town to pick up a jug of milk for us. Wow. Okay, let's go. One more
Nice.
thing. But the reality of it is the amount of things that I would miss if I wasn't an at-home dad, if I
Yeah.
wasn't here with them, just in a week's time. And it's little stuff, but it's not urgent stuff, but it's also very important stuff.
Right.
Things that you're going to, dad was always there, mom was always there at those times when, went to all my games is one thing, but also my, like for me, my dad always is there to pick me up.
Yep.
I know I got my after school thing and he'll be there. He'll pick me up from school. And this is just how the world works.
Mm-hmm.
And while the kids may not pick up on that, they will, 20 years from now, they'll be very happy you did this. They'll be, grateful.
Right.
But it's really amazing to me, the amount of stuff that happens in just a short time, even a week, that when we don't talk, there's not a lot of stuff that we like missed and, I need to tell you about this or that, but the amount of things that we could talk about,
Sure.
my
Yeah.
kid
I
this,
mean,
my kid that. It's amazing. And even a 7-day period.
right. Like, well, I went like spring break, like I was talking about, the kids would have just been sitting around the house with me, maybe doing things whenever I needed to go do something type of deal. But,
Yeah.
because my wife, it's tax season, so she's super busy.
Yeah, she's
And so because of that, like I was like, all right, like we're just gonna plan a bunch of fun things to do around town. So,
Mhm.
it's like, all right, we're gonna go top golf. All right, we're gonna, go do this thing or that thing or whatever. We picked out a bunch of different stuff to do. And we went and saw my parents, and it was like, my mom and dad were like, oh, where's Corey at? And I'm like, well, she stayed home because she had to work. Like,
yeah.
this isn't like a bona
Uh-uh.
fide like summer break type situation where it's a little bit easier to get away. But
Yeah, you,
so
you
just
you don't mess with taxes. I mean, the
no.
tax. You don't mess with this time period for someone that works with taxes. No. You work, and you'll work 24/7 if you could do it. I'm sure.
Right, exactly. And so she's busy doing all that kind of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I mean, we still able to go do stuff, and they were able to have a fun spring break out of it.
That's
So
cool. That's very cool.
otherwise it would have been me working. It one of those things where it's like if I was working and she's working, it's like then we got to find somebody to watch the kids and all this stuff, and it's more money, more time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm so glad that I I became a stay-at-home dad all those years ago. So that hopefully other guys that are new, I know we've got a lot of new guys I've been talking to on like the dad lounge on Monday nights that come in. One guy, I think like
Cool.
his kid's like a month old or something like that.
Aw.
And just talking to him, like he's very like, green and has
Yeah.
lots of I mean, just green as a dad too. I mean, this is his first
Well,
kid.
yeah, his first kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I
So
didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing.
So
but I got a little better idea.
Yeah, but so it's just fun to talk to guys like that and give them the ability to just like, this is what's going on. I don't even understand this stuff. Or, all I'm doing is like, putting the kid into bed, getting him up kind of deal, and whatever else, and just trying to figure out how to do this thing called dad life. And I'm like, I get it, man.
Yeah, you're welcome to the club.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I mean, so few of us had a really, even if we had a great dad, we didn't have somebody that was there to teach us, how to do anything, about or how to take care of the kids.
Right. Well, and so he's
how to hold the flashlights, straight. Okay, sure.
He does have one up on all of us though, because this guy in particular lives in Kansas City.
No, that's cheating.
I know, right? That's what I thought cheating. Too. Because as soon as he said it, he's like, "Oh, I live in Kansas City." We're like, Shannon. Have you met him yet? He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "I just met him."
Yeah, of course you have. Yeah.
I'm like,
how could you not? Yeah, you're at a playground anywhere. If you're a male and at a playground in Kansas City, Shannon will just suddenly appear.
You've met the king of Kansas City. Well, that's right. Way to go.
You just show up with a diaper bag, and that's how you summon Shannon Carpenter. Go to a playground with a diaper bag because a man is poop. Hey,
he just shows up. He's like the genie.
He's there, and he's so he just knows so much stuff too.
Right.
I love the amount of stuff that he knows, and the stuff that even things that he doesn't, which is a big part of, I think, of being a dad, being a parent, is so much stuff that you don't know, but you're gonna go try it. You're gonna go crack the case or open the hood, whatever it is. You're gonna do that thing you've never done before, even if it's scary, even if it's gross, even if it's nasty, even if it's something you could not imagine doing.
Right.
You're gonna do it, and he does that a lot. He's a great. He sets the trailhead, I think, for us in a lot of ways.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. Yeah. So we were all telling him, we were just like, you got the right guy in your corner there. He's a wealth of knowledge. You're good.
You'll be okay.
Like I picked up his book, and I'm like, have you seen it? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I ordered that already.
Yeah.
He's like, I got that. I'm like, well, good. Yeah. You're well ahead most of us then if you've got that book in hand. So
yeah. And I mean, God, reading through it, it's just so much stuff in there. I'm like, man, you're so right. Why didn't I know this 15 years ago, whenever it was? But anyway.
Yeah. So. Cool, man. Well, all
right, man.
I think we'll close the chapter on this story. And like I said, I'm still working on some guests. I've got a few different people. It's been kind of nuts. So
same.
But I feel like it's going to start to melt down here a little bit in a good way. So I'm going to line those up. And I mean, there's like 3 or 4 people that are interested in coming on the show. So want to get them on and have some fun conversations there. So hopefully that'll start next week. So until then, have a good one, man. Talk to you next week.
All right. Good night, everybody.
I'm a dad, that's what I do.